For over a millennium, the Roman Empire stood as a beacon of power, civilization, and innovation. Its armies conquered vast lands, its engineers built marvels of architecture, and its philosophers shaped the thinking of the Western world. But by the end of the 5th century, the once mighty empire fell into ruin. What caused the collapse of one of history's greatest empires? At its height, the Roman Empire controlled nearly 2.3 million square miles of land. It spanned 3 continents, governed 60 million people, and was a symbol of strength and unity. However, beneath this vast empire's surface, cracks were beginning to form. Rome's fall did not happen overnight. It was the result of a complex web of internal weaknesses, external threats, and shifting political dynamics that unraveled over centuries. One of the key factors behind the decline of Rome was political instability. By the 3rd century CE, the empire saw a dramatic increase in the number of emperors, many of whom were appointed through military coups or assassination, rather than succession or merit. The Praetorian Guard, once defenders of the emperor, became infamous for selling the empire's throne to the highest bidder. The result was a cycle of weak leadership and corrupt governance as emperors prioritized personal gain over the empire's welfare. As emperors indulged in extravagant luxuries, the empire's resources were drained, public trust eroded, and the people grew disillusioned with a system that no longer served their needs. Rome's economy, once fueled by trade, agriculture, and conquest, began to collapse under its own weight. A reliance on slave labor stifled innovation, while heavy taxation burdened the common people. The empire's vast agricultural sector began to wither as small farmers were forced into poverty, unable to compete with the large estates of the rich. This led to a collapse in the production of goods and food, further deepening economic instability. By the 4th century, the empire relied heavily on mercenary armies to defend its borders. These foreign soldiers, often loyal to their paymasters rather than the Roman state, further drained the empire's financial resources. Or to make matters worse, the Roman Empire faced increasing pressure from external forces. The once dominant military might of Rome was no match for the waves of barbarian tribes pouring in from the north and east. The Visigoths, Vandals, Huns, and others took advantage of Rome's weakened state, invading its provinces and devastating its cities. In 410 CE, the Visigoths, led by Alaric, famously sacked Rome. It was the first time in 800 years that the city had fallen to a foreign enemy. The once invincible walls of Rome could no longer protect it from the relentless barbarian onslaught. And by 476 CE, the final blow was struck when the last Roman emperor in the West, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. Internally, the fabric of Roman society also began to unravel. The empire's vast diversity, once a strength, became a source of tension. Social stratification deepened as the elite classes grew ever wealthier, while the common people suffered from hunger and oppression. The traditional Roman values of discipline, duty, and civic pride gradually faded. The rise of Christianity, which gained prominence during the reign of Emperor Constantine, began to challenge the long-standing pagan traditions. Some argue that this shift in religious focus and the disintegration of Roman cultural identity contributed to the empire's decline. The Roman military, once a formidable force, also suffered from a steady decline. As the empire's wealth diminished, it could no longer maintain a powerful, standing army. The once disciplined legions were replaced by mercenaries who lacked loyalty to the empire. The barbarians, who were once enemies, began to infiltrate the Roman army, serving as auxiliaries and mercenaries. While they were often skilled warriors, they lacked the cohesion and loyalty that had made the Roman legions invincible. While the Western Roman Empire crumbled, the Eastern Roman Empire, with its capital in Constantinople, would survive for another 1,000 years. This Byzantine Empire, as it came to be known, would carry the legacy of Rome through the Middle Ages. The Byzantine Empire, with its strong leadership, military discipline, and strategic location, would become a center of learning, culture, and trade. Yet even the Eastern Empire would eventually succumb to the tides of history, falling to the Ottoman Turks in 1453. The fall of the Roman Empire was not the end of its influence. Its legacy lives on in the laws, languages, and philosophies that continue to shape the world today. Though the empire may have fallen, the ideals of Rome continue to echo through the corridors of history. The story of Rome's rise and fall is one of triumph, tragedy, and transformation. Its lessons continue to resonate, reminding us that even the greatest empires must one day meet their end.